Every time tensions flare near the Strait of Hormuz, the same backward shortage plays out. Gasoline keeps flowing, but cooking gas, the propane that fuels restaurant kitchens, home heating, and backyard grills, begins to vanish first. Not because of bombs or blockades. Because the hidden logistics machine behind liquefied petroleum gas, known as LPG, is far more fragile than the one behind gasoline, and it starts to crack before a single shot is fired. A single warning shot in the Strait of Hormuz is enough to change the rhythm of global fuel delivery. The moment news breaks of rising tensions in the 21-mile corridor, shipping companies, insurers, and charterers begin recalculating risk. It doesn't take a blockade, just the possibility of one. War risk insurance premiums jump, sometimes doubling or tripling overnight. Ship owners hesitate, waiting for clarity or higher pay. Some vessels reroute around Africa, adding weeks to the journey. Others anchor offshore, watching and waiting. The result is an immediate thinning of tanker schedules, not because fuel has run out, but because the people who move it see danger ahead and act to protect themselves. This is where the squeeze clock starts. In the case of liquefied petroleum gas and propane, the effect is especially sharp. These fuels depend on a narrow pipeline of ships, each carrying a single concentrated cargo. If even one vessel is delayed, the knock-on effect ripples through every stage of the supply chain. Gasoline, by contrast, is cushioned by bigger storage tanks, pipelines, and more flexible delivery routes. It can absorb a shock. Liquefied petroleum gas cannot. The entire system is exposed to the psychology of risk as much as to the reality of war. That's why understanding the mechanics of the liquefied petroleum gas supply chain matters. The real vulnerability isn't just in the ships or the strait itself, but in how quickly fear travels through the network, long before any actual shortage. The market's collective response to perceived danger is often the first domino to fall. LPG, or liquefied petroleum gas, is the backbone of cooking and heating for millions, but the way it travels from refinery to stove sets it apart from gasoline in two crucial ways. First, LPG has no quick substitute. When a restaurant in Bengaluru faces an empty cylinder, switching to electric or diesel is not an option. Ovens and burners are built for one fuel, and retrofitting is costly and slow. As one restaurant owner put it, if the cylinder delivery misses a day, the kitchen closes. There is no backup. Second, LPG moves through a closed loop of metal cylinders, not a continuous pipeline. Each cylinder must be returned, inspected, and refilled before it can go out again. This is the container versus liquid problem. Gasoline flows through pipes and tanks, always moving forward, while LPG is stuck in a queue, waiting for each container to come back. At a typical bottling plant, the process is relentless but capped. Tens of tons per day, thousands of cylinders per hour, but never more than the loop allows. The plant manager describes it simply: our fill rate is fixed by how fast empties return and pass inspection. If the loop backs up, we cannot push more gas through, no matter how much demand there is. Every cylinder must pause for mandatory safety checks, adding a fixed day or two to the cycle. Multiply that by thousands, and even a small disruption ripples through the system, shrinking the buffer and tightening supply. Gasoline's pipeline can flex, but LPG's cylinder loop can only move as fast as its slowest step. These two weak points, no easy substitute and a rigid container loop, mean that shortages are not just possible, they are built into the system when stress hits. Every shipment of LPG arrives as a single, massive delivery, often the only one scheduled for days. Unlike gasoline, which benefits from a steady stream of tankers and pipelines, LPG comes in batches. If one ship is delayed by just a few days, the entire region it serves can lose its buffer almost overnight. At a major Gulf terminal, a missed 45,000-ton tanker can drop local stock to just 15% of normal, as happened in June 2019. Bottling plants slow to a crawl, and distributors face empty yards, unable to refill cylinders fast enough to meet demand. The timing of these arrivals is unforgiving. Local depots rarely hold more than a few days' worth of filled cylinders because storage is expensive and space is tight. When a shipment stalls, there is no hidden reservoir to draw from, just a shrinking queue of containers waiting for liquid that has not arrived. In these moments, governments step in. When supply tightens, official policy often shifts overnight to protect households. India's Ministry of Petroleum, for example, has capped commercial allocations and rerouted LPG to residential users during past shortages. Restaurants, hotels, and small businesses find themselves at the end of the line, scrambling for whatever cylinders remain. The rules are clear: keep kitchens running at home, even if it means commercial burners go dark. This combination of lumpy cargoes, thin local buffers, and rapid-fire rationing means that a single disruption can tip the entire system into shortage. The question is not just how fragile the network is, but what actually sets off the first domino. War risk insurance is the silent switch that turns a distant threat into an immediate supply crunch. In the shipping world, war risk insurance is a special policy that covers vessels and their cargoes when they sail through conflict zones. The moment tension rises near the Strait of Hormuz, these premiums don't just edge up, they can multiply 3 or 4 times within a single news cycle. For a typical liquefied petroleum gas tanker, that means an extra cost of hundreds of thousands of dollars per voyage, layered on top of already thin margins. This is not just a line item on a balance sheet. When insurance costs spike, ship owners and charterers pause. Some vessels drop anchor and wait for rates to settle. Others look for longer, safer routes, adding days or even weeks to delivery schedules. Crew members, weighing the risk, sometimes refuse to sail without a hazard bonus. In March 2026, after a single missile strike, Lloyd's and Marsh reported war risk premiums jumping from 0.5% to over 3% of cargo value. Within 48 hours, vessel counts in the Hormuz corridor collapsed by nearly 90%. Satellite data from Kepler showed traffic plunging from 24 liquefied petroleum gas tankers a day to just 2. An energy logistics analyst put it simply, war risk premiums now act as the real-time signal for whether a ship will even attempt the strait. When insurance costs triple, operators rethink every cargo. Some split shipments into smaller, less risky parcels, raising per-ton transport costs and stretching bottling plants even thinner. Others reroute around Africa, adding nearly 3 weeks to a Gulf to Asia run. The effect is immediate. Schedules thin out, not because fuel is gone, but because the financial and personal risks have become too high to ignore. The result is a chain reaction that starts well before any physical shortage. Liquefied petroleum gas's tight delivery loop means every delayed or canceled ship quickly empties the local buffer. Gasoline, with its vast storage tanks and flexible pipelines, can absorb this pause. Liquefied petroleum gas cannot. The insurance market, not the battlefield, pulls the first thread that unravels the supply chain. A sudden squeeze in the global propane supply chain does not just ripple through distant ports or industrial terminals. It lands directly in American homes, businesses, and wallets. The first pillar of this vulnerability is everyday dependence. About 12 million United States households, especially in rural areas and colder regions, rely on propane as their main source of heat. For these families, propane is not a backup. It is the primary defense against winter cold. When supply tightens, delivery companies are legally bound to keep homes supplied, even if it means cutting off commercial users. This creates a clear priority: keep the heat on at home, while restaurants, recreational vehicle parks, and small businesses are left to scramble for whatever cylinders remain. The second pillar is global exports. Nearly half of all propane produced in the United States leaves on export ships bound for Asia, Europe, and Latin America. When events like a Hormuz crisis drive up shipping costs and insurance premiums, exporters face a choice. They can send cargoes abroad at a premium or hold them back for the domestic market. In practice, even a modest bump in export volumes can push United States spot prices up by 10 to 15% in just a few weeks. This dynamic played out in both 2022 and 2024, when higher overseas demand and shipping disruptions sent prices at Gulf Coast terminals sharply higher. The domestic market is left to compete for a shrinking pool of inventory, and the cost is passed down to the consumer. The third pillar is the hidden inflation chain. Propane is more than a home heating fuel. It powers forklifts in warehouses, acts as a feedstock for plastics, and fuels commercial kitchens across the country. When propane prices rise, the cost of moving goods, packaging products, and running restaurants all ticks upward. A 10% jump in the propane spot price can translate into a noticeable increase in the price of groceries, takeout meals, and even construction materials. This inflation does not show up at the gas pump. It appears quietly on utility bills, in menu prices, and on receipts at the hardware store. Taken together, these three pillars, household dependence, export-driven price swings, and the inflation chain, make propane shortages a uniquely American concern during global disruptions. The system's tight buffers and reliance on physical cylinders mean that any interruption, even far from United States shores, is felt quickly and broadly. For millions of Americans, the first sign of trouble is not an empty gas tank, but a cold morning, a closed restaurant, or a higher bill at the end of the month. Today, the resilience of our daily energy depends less on reserves and more on logistics, especially for propane. As global risks tighten delivery schedules, households feel the impact first. In energy, the most complex chain breaks before the loudest one. The next disruption starts long before the headlines. Share your thoughts below.